Hello everyone, it's another day, and then today we are going to talk about the HTML5. I know this is a very important class, but I will take my time. I'm not going to be in a so much rush. I'll take my time to look at this topic very well. We're going to start with the introduction to HTML. Over the years, HTML had evolved to different levels. So the level we are now, the version that we're using now is version 5, and that is why this is called HTML5. So I would like to get my pen so that I can highlight as I explain. So that's why we have this HTML5. And before now also, there are some things that were not allowed while writing HTML code. There were some rules that must be followed. But then HTML5 came to make a lot of things easier. Not as easy as you may think, but it has made things easier in a way. And also the easiness of this version, it requires caution, because there are things we tend to ignore which may have issue when you run it on some platforms that are strictly XML rule observant. So it's going to make some of the codes to misbehave. Alright, what is HTML? We have been hearing this word several times. You have come across it on a web browser. You've made some research, but then I'll still tell you. HTML simply stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it describes the structure of a web page. Structure of a web page because it displays different content and elements the way we want them to be seen on a web browser while people are surfing the net, and it is made up of a series of elements. An HTML element can simply be described as an open tag, tag element, and a closing tag. So these three things comes together to make what we call an HTML element. And on a web document or on a web page, you have many of these elements come together to form what we have as a web page or a web document. HTML also tells the browser how to display those elements. For instance, you have some elements you have some elements that displays images. You have some other element that displays videos, and you have some other elements that displays text. So these are different elements that HTML tells the browser how to display them. Okay, and this instruction is given through what we call HTML tag. All right, HTML are also represented by tags. So each of the documents, like I said, a document is made up of three things: the open tag, tag content, and a closed tag. So each of these contents is used to represent each and every element. So we're going to look at HTML documents. We just take a look at a basic HTML document. You can see that the first thing you have here is the document declaration. So if you have been writing code or before now, you will see that the document declaration, simply known as doc type HTML, for version 4 and other lower versions are not as simple as this. But in HTML5, the doc type declaration is the first thing that you put on your line of code. That's the first thing before you begin to write the HTML tags. Alright, so when you look at this, you see An HTML document is made up of nested elements. What does that mean? Nested element because it has a box, and this box represents the HTML, and every other element are located inside the HTML element. So in as much they are all inside, surrounding each other or beside each other, we now say they are known as nested elements. So if you observe, the first one you have here is the HTML open tag, and that is the last thing you have. And after that you have the head tag inside the HTML. Inside the head tag you have the title tag, and there are many other metadata that are included in this head tag, which we're going to consider later on. And in that same HTML tag you have the body tag, and inside the body tag you now add all your visible elements such as the headings, the paragraphs, the images, the videos and articles, and every other elements that you want to include on your web page. So this is just a simple HTML document. Now, considering very quickly what an HTML tag is, I would like to tell you that an HTML tag is a keyword that describes a particular element on a web page. A keyword. Why did I say it's a keyword? Because an HTML tag is made up of a tag name. So this tag name has to be a keyword. Keyword that is represented with sometimes you use the first initials or combination of some letters from that keyword. For instance, a paragraph tag is represented by P, and after the first tag name you have the tag content that goes in between, and then you have another tag. So I want to show you a practical example of it. HTML tag comes in pairs like P, which I have demonstrated here, and then you have the content in between, and you have another P tag. Now, what does that mean? The first tag, which starts with angle brackets, the keyword, another angle bracket, is known as the open tag or the first tag. Then the content can be as lengthy as you want it to be. Alright, that forms your paragraph. And then you observe that the second tag has forward slash. After the angle bracket, there is a forward slash before the keyword, and then another angle bracket. This is known as the end tag or the close tag. So basically, we can say that HTML tag has open tag and a close tag, just like the example of paragraph tag that I gave below. Now I'm going to show us something. This is a content from W3 School, and this is the structure of an HTML document, which I have explained earlier that HTML document is made up of nested elements. So you see the first box up here, that is the HTML box. Inside that you will see the head box, and inside the head box you will see the title box. This is the very basic, because there are many other elements that are not included here. And in that same HTML you have the body box, and then you have the headings and the paragraphs that are included. So why did I choose this with the different colors? The white color simply shows us the visible part. Alright, so behind the scene of what we see in a web page is what I'm showing you here. All these areas with the shaded colors are not visible by web visitors. It's only this, the content in the white area, that is visible. Alright, so that is how it is being structured this is just introduction, so we're going to look at all these, how to get it done one after the other. And anytime you write a document or you write you put some element and you run it on your browser, this is how it shows on a web browser. And you see that this is the heading and this is a paragraph, and the title of the page is right up here. Okay, so thanks for staying tuned and listening, and you feel free to ask your questions, make your observations, and make your contributions. We're going next to another stage of this lesson.